Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of AndrewsFootball.com. It's Monday, and I'm breaking down the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is my before preseason starts breakdown. If you're new to my channel, there's a subscribe button right here. Check it out, check it out. Go ahead and hit that button. Scientifically proven to make all your wildest dreams come true. So here we go. Here, I'm going to break down what I like. First thing I like about the Jacksonville Jaguars is I like their draft. Josh Allen, if you don't know, I have a huge draft crush on him. I actually had him rated higher than Bosa. I'm the only person that did that, but I like the versatility where Bosa, seen as a pure 4-3 defensive end. I actually thought Allen would be a perfect 3-4 outside linebacker. Now in Jacksonville, they run more of a 4-3 standard, but this is a guy who could easily put on what I call the NFL 20 and play defensive end. He could actually play defensive end, and he will as a rookie and really help out. Awesome pass rush. The reason why I liked him and had him rated higher than Bosa was based basically on the thing that he wanted to play in his bowl game, where Bosa, after that injury, decided he wanted to sit out, prepare for the draft, probably did a smart thing. He was chosen second overall, but Allen played in a bowl game against Penn State, had 3 sacks in that bowl game. Did it help his draft stock any? Actually, probably not, because he was chosen 7th, and maybe if he sat out that game, maybe it would have been top 5. I don't know these answers, but I did like that. I watched the game. I watched Kentucky beat a more talented Penn State team. I watched Josh Allen look like a man among boys. Scouting 101. If you're watching a game, a college football game, and there's a guy on that college team, and he looks like he's a man playing with kids, he's a good player, and that's exactly what Josh Allen looks like. I think when everything's said and done, Josh Allen could have a better pro career than Bosa. I think he actually went to a better spot, but I mean, I'm getting off track here. I also liked Jawann Taylor. I thought this was a guy that really should have gone in round 1. But here's the thing that's really neat is that Jacksonville traded up to go ahead and pick Jawann Taylor. They traded the 38th and the 109th pick for the 35th, the 140th, and the 235th pick. It's extremely rare. I can't remember off the top of my head. I've never seen, I'm not going to say never, but it's rare that you trade up and you get more draft picks. And that's exactly what they needed. They wanted to fill multiple holes on this team, so they went ahead and traded up, and they still got more picks. So that was really cool. Plus, you get a player who should have gone in the first round. Jawann Taylor's my number 1 right tackle. I think this guy should have gone top 20. But putting him in on the right side is brilliant. You needed tight end help, and you got now I'm going to tell you, I didn't watch a lot of Josh Oliver. If you're sitting here and tell me you watched a lot of San Jose State, I'm going to call you a liar unless you're a huge San Jose State fan. I've never met one. So, but one thing about the combine process is that he's basically a big receiver. He's not going to be asked to block, but he will help immediately and improves that offense. Gardner Minshew, the quarterback out of Washington State. I think this is a perfect fit. He can throw the ball. He had 1 gazillion touchdowns at Washington State. I'm exaggerating, but he was a Heisman candidate for a little bit. The guy can throw the football. I think he's going to a perfect spot because in this offense, you're not asking the quarterback to do a lot. You're just asking the quarterback to help keep you in the game. And I'm like I said, I'm kind of going off track, but the number 1 thing I like about Jacksonville Jaguars is I like the draft. I think they had an excellent draft. Second thing that I already kind of touched base on already was Jawann Taylor. So you have Taylor on the right side. You got Cam Robinson on the left. So unlike a lot of teams, you got an old school offensive line coach in Doug Marrone, and you got Coughlin, who's not really the general manager, but he's kind of like the general manager, sort of, kind of. It's kind of interesting because John DeFilippo, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, maybe it's DeFilippo. His first coaching job was actually with the Giants under Tom Coughlin. So I like the direction here. You got 2 stud tackles on each side, 2 young tackles with an old school offensive line coach and a 240-pound running back. A lot of teams are going to spread offense. A lot of teams want to throw the ball. Not Jacksonville. They're going old school. They're going to punch you right in the mouth. Bam! They're just going to punch you in the mouth and play some old school football. I really like that. Third thing I like about Jacksonville is the defense. And people are going to tell you, oh, they took a massive step back. Yeah, they weren't as good as they were in 2017. 2017, they gave up 16.8 points a game. 2018, they gave up 19.8, but that was fourth best in the NFL. So here's a team that won 5 games, gave up the fourth fewest points in the league. And that includes a 30-point game at Arrowhead, a game I was there at. And then after that 30-point game, they gave up 40 to Dallas. So in back-to-back weeks, they gave up a total of 70 points, but still averaged under 20 a game for fourth. So the defense is still really good and really loaded. And the fourth thing I like is that they moved on from Bortles. Anytime you take a quarterback top 3, and Bortles was third overall, it's kind of hard to let that go because there's athleticism in Bortles. You can talk about you don't like him, you hate him, whatever. It doesn't matter. He was the third player chosen overall several years ago. I didn't even bother looking up because it's not important. What is important is that they decided to move on. They decided he was like a square peg in a round hole and just went in a completely different direction. I like that move because they weren't going to move forward with Bortles. They cut him loose. So to recap, what I like about Jacksonville, I love the draft. I love the direction that they're going in. You get 2 young stud physical bad butt because Andrew's football family friendly tackles on the side with an old school offensive line coach coaching. I love it. Third thing, the defense is really, really good. And the fourth thing is that you moved on from your starting quarterback who you weren't going to win with. So now what I don't like, you gave Nick Foles $88 million. Why? Philly didn't want him there. He really didn't have a home. There wasn't teams bidding against you. You had no need to pay him that much. You paid him like a quality number 1 starting quarterback, and you didn't need to. You needed other pieces on this team. You needed some help. Speaking of needing help, that's my second thing I don't like about this team. Third down and 6, who's he going to? Because in Philly he had Zach Ertz. In Philly he had Alshon Jeffrey. 3rd and 6, who's his guy? I'm looking at their projected starters, and I'm not seeing anybody on 3rd and 6 that you can guarantee is going to beat his man and get that first down. So this is something I really hate when teams do. You get your quarterback, like everything's fixed. You got to build pieces around him. All right, you got the two young tackles. Hopefully, Jawann Taylor can pass protect. Cam Robinson, he was injured last year, so hopefully he's going to come back and be the same stud. I think he was just as responsible as Fournette, maybe even more responsible for them going to the AFC Championship game in 2017. But still, he's coming back from an injury. And then you got rookie on the right side. So you got young tackles protecting your $88 million investment, but who'd you get to help them out? You got third-string tight end. That's what you got. Now, keep in mind, Chris Conley, a guy I got to watch in Kansas City, will probably help out quite a bit. An afterthought with all the talent that they have wide receiver here in Kansas City. Terrell Pryor, yeah. But DJ Chark, he was the second-round pick last year. This guy's got potential, but he was more athlete than receiver, and had some injury problems, so you can't bank on that. Speaking of banking, that's the third thing I don't like about Jacksonville is you're banking on Fournette's health. You're building this whole team around Fournette. Now, keep in mind they got Alfred Blue, who's also a physical back, and one of my favorite players. I think he's a good player, but if let's say Fournette goes down, keep in mind this is a guy who couldn't stay healthy at LSU. He hasn't been able to stay healthy in the NFL. Now all of a sudden this year he's staying healthy. I'm gonna tell you something. If you could tell me Fournette is going to be healthy for 16 games, wow, then that changes everything. You can't bank on that. And yeah, Alfred Blue, he's a good player, but you built this whole team around a physical running game. Having a good player, that's not really cutting it. While Fournette's special when healthy, he hasn't been able to stay healthy. So you're banking on something that really you haven't been able to do consistently. I think that's a bad move. Fourth thing I don't like about Jacksonville is you got Yannick Ngakoue. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Ngakoue. Let's just Yannick. He's holding out. Apparently the rumor is he wants $100 million. I don't know if he's worth it or not, but bottom line, he's holding out right now. Keep in mind that preseason hasn't started. He probably doesn't really need it, but this is the guy that you're really hoping would be a part of your team. This is a main component of your team. Then your leading tackler, Telvin Smith, steps away. And I really like this player, and I think that with this defensive front, this guy's even more valuable. One of the fastest linebackers in football. Him and Miles Jack possibly are the two fastest linebackers in football. Give me a pair of linebackers that are faster than these two. You're not going to find it, but he's stepping away completely. So you lose two major cogs on your defense. And keep in mind, Yannick, unless you pay him, and even after you pay him, is he still going to be the same guy? So the strength of this team is the defense, and you got two major cogs that aren't practicing and may not be around day one. The fifth and final thing I don't like about the Jacksonville Jaguars is this division. Houston won the division at 11-5. The Colts had a wild card at 10-6. They had to beat Tennessee to get into the playoffs, which finished 9-7. Three teams winning records. So you're the fourth team in this division. Let's say you're a hardcore Jacksonville fan. Dan, they're better than Tennessee. Well, Tennessee had 9 wins. You had 5 wins. So, no, you're not. You're the fourth best team in this division. This is a team, now keep in mind, I think Houston and Indianapolis, I would be shocked if both these teams didn't get back to the playoffs. But in Tennessee, I can argue that they're better, but I don't know if they're going to be much better than a 500 team. But right now, Jacksonville, you're the fourth best team in this division. That's not a good thing, okay? So, to recap, what I don't like, you gave Foles way too much money. You had way too many holes to fill in this team. You didn't get him the skill position help that he needs. You get a quarterback, usually you can bring in a wide receiver, a tight end, somebody. You're just banking on Fournette to stay healthy. It's the third thing I don't like. You're banking on Fournette to stay healthy. Couldn't do it at LSU, hasn't done it in the NFL. Now all of a sudden you're hoping that he does. It's not smart. Fourth thing I don't like is Yannick holding out for reportedly $100 million. Telvin Smith stepped away. This is a team built around a really good defense. 2 of your key starters are gone. And fifth and final thing, you're in a division that has 3 teams that are coming into division. Last year, all 3 of these teams had winning records. Jacksonville had 5 wins. So welcome to the advanced class. I'm going to kick this off here. The Vegas over-under is 8. The way this works is that right now the action's very heavy on the under. So if you are going to bet over 8, it's plus 115. A $100 bet will win you $115. However, you have to wager $135 just to win $100 on the under. So if you make that $100 bet, you're only winning $74.07. Because this is so lopsided and because of what's going on with Yannick and Telvin Smith, I actually think this number is going to drop. So if you are going to bet the under, I would suggest you do it now because I think this is going to drop to 7.5. And I think before the season starts, this actually will hit 7 because I think people are going to see that Jacksonville's just not ready to compete with these other 3 teams. And then you lose 2 key starters on defense. Yes, I love Josh Allen, but can Josh Allen replace Yannick Ngakoue? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right away. I don't see it. This is a guy I think that's going to develop. So I would strongly recommend. Here's the problem I have with taking this bet. You're wagering $100 to win 74. And that's just not a good number. If you're really high on taking the under on Jacksonville, I would wait till it drops to 7.5. And then maybe you'll get closer to even money on it because I would probably take under 7.5. I wouldn't touch 7. So while I do like under 8, I'm really high on under 8. This is one of the teams I would really jump all over. 100 to win 74 isn't a good thing. And like I said, 7.5, I would actually take under 7.5. I wouldn't touch 7. And the reason why I wouldn't touch 7 is because this is still a team. Leonard Fournette's healthy 16 games. I'd probably take the over. If somebody says, I guarantee you Leonard Fournette's going to stay healthy 16 games, I would actually take the over. But you can't bank on that. That's why I like the under due to injury career. So, hey, listen, if you're a subscriber to Andrew's Football, you already know you're one of the greatest people on planet Earth. All your wildest dreams are going to come true. But if you're new to my channel, I got these awesome playlists. Check this stuff out. I got some really great content, but I also got this button. I blew it up just so you could see it. But check this out. Look it. Bam! Hit that button. Become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. Stay tuned till Wednesday. I'm going to break down the Detroit Lions. It's going to be a great video. I'll see you Wednesday.